15 Facts About the Future That Are Absolutely Terrifying. Part 2. If you are brand new to our channel, we invite you to take a moment to subscribe. Just click on the lit red button as well as the gray bell. Why the bell? Well, it will let you know every time we post a new video. 9. A lot of important animals are dying. Any animal going extinct is devastating. The fact that there are entire species that just doesn't exist anymore due to our climate change and our lifestyle is heartbreaking. But let's be honest, some animals weren't that important to our own survival, which is why we might not have cared about them going extinct in the first place. While it's devastating that we'll never be able to meet a real-life Tasmanian tiger, I'm not losing sleep. But we definitely won't be able to sleep if the bees are gone. You might not think they're that great, but honeybees are super important to our survival. Ever heard about the birds and the bees? The bees play a vital role in pollination. It's estimated that a third of every bite of food we have is there because of bee pollination. And if you've been paying attention so far, you know that our food is running out. Save the bees. 10. Religious and political extremism is on the rise. It doesn't take an expert to know that political tension is high right now. Even in 2016, our country is facing a race war. Both people on the extreme left and extreme right are guilty of partaking in politics that create tensions and boundaries. It's definitely good for people to be educated about their country and the issues surrounding it, but many people take it way too far. What are Trump fans going to do when Hillary fans win? And what is everyone else in the world going to do if Trump actually becomes our president? We already know how divided things can get when a white police officer shoots an innocent black man. What might happen when a person gets elected that half the country hates? It's always good to be involved in politics, but it's not okay to make things violent when things don't go exactly your way. And it's not just our country either, as other lands have their own divisive issues, like Brexit. As time goes on, we only seem to get more dangerously divided. 11. Robots are stealing our jobs. Republican politicians like to tell you that the immigrants are stealing our jobs. You can believe this all you want, but it's only a distraction from the reality that our jobs are being stolen, but not by who you think. Now more than ever are humans being replaced by computers. It's a truth that isn't really that hard to see. When's the last time you even had to go into a bank? You can do most of the important things at the ATM. We send and receive mail on the internet. You can check yourself out at the grocery store, and even big chain restaurants like Olive Garden and Applebee's offer self-paying screens right at your table. It's estimated that 50% of employed Americans are at risk of losing their jobs within the next few decades. While this is a terrifying statistic, many people find comfort in it. They believe not having to work as much will allow humans to pursue more creative aspects of life and partake in positions that only humans can do, and no computer can replace. 12. We're running out of food. Just like we talked about already, we're having too many babies. Obviously, we have plenty of space for people to live, but the threat is in not having enough food for people. The problem is that we just aren't growing enough food for people anymore. Our population is just growing at a more rapid rate than our agriculture population. The solution is to get more productivity out of farmlands, but due to our diminishing ozone layer, it's harder to grow sustainable crops. We're already cutting down rainforests to make room for more cattle, but the solution is to not raise more meat. The meat industry actually has a huge impact on both the ozone layer and the agriculture industry. The reason for the huge demand for meat? All the fast food we like. That's right, your cheesy gordita crunchy stuffed chalupa burrito is ruining the ozone layer. Okay, not really, and that's not even a real thing. And if it was, we'd definitely try it. But still, we need to put our efforts into creating a better environment to grow more sustainable crops in. 13. The Earth is one big toilet. The Earth is home to some of the most beautiful sights you'll ever see. We have beautiful lakes, countrysides, forests, and of course animals. Who doesn't spend a huge portion of their time looking at animals? But the unfortunate truth behind the place that holds so much beauty is that we are also filling it to the brim with garbage. In our country, there are currently over 3,000 active landfills, which means there's about 60 in every state. And scarier than that, there are 10,000 inactive landfills in the country right now, which means there are 200 massive piles of garbage in every state that serve no purpose anymore other than to just hold garbage. Now obviously, states like California and Texas have more than Rhode Island or Connecticut probably do, but still, that's a lot of landfills. Luckily, numbers are going down and people are recycling more and more. Even big companies are doing their part to create recyclable materials that aren't harmful to our planet. But is it going to be enough? 14. The air is going to kill us. Our ozone layer is a super important layer in our Earth that helps protect us from UV rays from the sun and poisonous gases. Because of our world that's obsessed with cars that emit dangerous poisons, the favoritism of nuclear energy over solar power, and not caring about what toxic products we use, we are pretty much destroying that ozone layer. You might think that it's not a big deal, but it's reported that close to 50% of cities in the United States now have air that is dangerous to breathe. If food is poisonous, you can find food from somewhere else. If water is poisonous, you can boil it. What are we supposed to do if the air around us is poisonous? Sure, we can wear gas masks all the time, but from the picture above, it's apparent that would be a pretty terrifying world to live in. 15. We're having too many babies. Many people feel as though our only purpose on the planet is to reproduce and provide a good environment for the future of our world. Maybe that's true, we might never know, but one thing we do know is we should probably try to stop having so many babies. Before you sell your sex organs, don't panic too much, but overpopulation is a problem that we face. The reality is, it doesn't really matter how many people there are in numbers. What matters is how many people versus resources there are. And even in our most developed countries, resources are running out. But we'll get to that later. The good news is, many American families aren't having as many babies as they used to. Both men and women are more focused on building careers than they are in building families. As we become more conscious, we become more aware of the impending dangers the future holds, so hopefully the future holds fewer babies and more resources.